Okay, so we're back. Okay, so if you saw the last training, I talked about pretty much wrapped up the components of the first 4 seconds of when you make your initial hello or the initial first impression. Watch that if you haven't. I'm sure you have though. So let's get into this, secret conversation that isn't on your syllabus of what we'll be covering, but it's something that you definitely need to know and do because it just will give you the confidence, and with that confidence will come will come more activity for sure and better results. Okay, so what I discovered is, and you got to please put yourself in my shoes. I've been doing this part of our business for about 7 years. This is by far my book of business is made up of mostly sales to small business owners. From going out and talking to them directly, cold call, or walking the community and meeting them face to face. That's what I have honed myself to my skill set to do. And there's certain things that I've realized that work and don't work. One of the hugest, epiphanies came with my activity was when I took time to do this. And I pray you do, because I think you'll see a humongous difference that it makes. So one of the things I took time to do was to, one, start to write out what I wanted to say for the different stages of the conversation, whether it's be, hey, my first 4 seconds, to the discovery call, to the presentation, to asking for referrals, to the objections. And let me just give you some piece. I haven't done the writing out for all of the different segments yet. I've done it for the first, I've done it for the discovery call, the hello to the person, the decision maker, the gatekeeper and the decision maker, as far as like the first 4 seconds of what I say, and a little bit for the discovery call. The other portions, I have it enough to where I can get by, but I would see a huge difference if I wrote those out. So that's one portion of it, is write them out. The second portion is practicing them. So this is where you will make your money by far if you do. I just know that this is like you, because this is like me and most people I train. You're probably paralyzed from going out or doing your business mainly because you don't know what you're going to say. And not knowing what you're going to say, it brings up a lot of fear and anxiety that's greater than your desire to either make money or want to make a difference. However, as you increase your confidence in your ability of what to say and how the interaction is going to go, it will then override your fear of it going wrong. So the number one thing I found is just getting in front of the mirror and practicing what I was going to say made an enormous difference with my effectiveness. So here's how I suggest doing this. I myself have a Android Note 10 phone. I think I actually have 2 of them. I have an iPad, and what I typically will do is I will write a generic script on a mirror in front of me, and so I can see it as I'm looking at it, and then I'll pick my phone and put it off to the corner. And luckily with the Note phones, it comes with this cool stylus that you can if I press the button right now, it'll stop the camera, or pause it and press it again, it'll do it. And I just do different takes or attempts of me talking to the prospect through looking at the script that I wrote, and then going back and seeing which iteration I like the best. For me, it's a kind of a feeling. I'll know if it feels right. I'm like, okay, that one nailed it. Then I'll go back and watch that. And hopefully your phone is the same way, whether it be an iPhone or an Android. On my phone, usually after I finish taking a picture or a video, there's options on it. On mine, there's an option I can do where I can make it one of my favorites. So I'll just hit a little button and it puts a heart on it. That means it's one of my favorites. I usually will do that after a take that I feel was good, so I can go back and listen to that one versus going through every single one and figuring out what's best. But in the process of that, you will start to refine what you say. Secondly, if you can do this with another person, whether it be a workout partner, a family member, and them just kind of observing for maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and then giving their feedback of like, hey, what words did I say that were really well? What words did I say that weren't well? How was my body language? How was my tempo? How was my delivery? There's just a lot of elements in there that you can get tweaked. And after you, I say, spend about 15 minutes doing this, you're going to find yourself feeling a lot more confident to go out there and talk to the prospect, because you've already basically have practiced your role and know how to actually conduct yourself in that environment, because you know what to say. It's kind of like second nature. The more you do this, the much easier you're going to find those interactions, and you're going to get out there and just more often have better results. And then as you go through the different parts of the journey, writing a script out, practicing it, it's kind of like playing pool. If you know any good pool players or have played it, it's not about just knocking the one shot that's in front of you. It's about setting up for the next shot after it. When you know what shot's coming next and how to take it, you're more confident to do the activity because you know where this is going to lead. When you're don't know where this is going to lead, you're far less likely to do the activity, because human beings, what we fear, this is a true story. There was a line where people had to choose between, it's a story, but it's pretty true, where there's two tunnels, and behind one was a tiger, and behind one was unknown. And they're like, you can choose either before you die, you can choose one of these two tunnels. This one's a tiger and this one's the unknown. Which one do you want to choose? 9 out of 10 people chose the tiger because they were so afraid of the unknown. The story goes, behind the door, the unknown was actually a door out into freedom. But people didn't choose that because the unknown freaks them out. Same with small business sales. The unknown charted territory of this trajectory, if it's unknown, you're not going to go down that road. But if it's well lit and written out and you practice it, you're very confident to go down that road because you know where it leads and how to get them, what's going to come up and how to navigate through. Now, this training is to take you through all the checkpoints so that it's very clear for you how to go down this road. But I want to stress, I don't recommend, you can still be effective and go out there without practicing and knowing what to say. It's just far better if you do. So please keep that in mind throughout this whole entire training. Now that will make so much difference. So I'm trying to think if there's anything I left out regarding practicing that has been successful for me. Oh, I say lastly, is just listening to, when you finally do nail yourself on a script that you like, is to listen to that thing over and over again as much as possible. Like, I had mine, thank God the person who was dating me wasn't annoyed. She really supported me at being good at this, but I would play it, like consistently. I would be driving for like an hour drive, and 40 minutes of it would be me playing this 15 to 30 second loop of myself, or me practicing this loop of myself. I think it's actually, one of the two. I think it was actually me practicing, but she was like, okay, it's just what it is. But once I got really great at it, especially with her feedback, it just became so easy to tell people that when I walked in the door. And then what you'll find yourself doing, hopefully, is that you'll get so confident in saying it, you'll actually maybe even abandon it, where you'll know. I remember when I first started working in restaurants, we had a script to say to greet the customers so we could just be more present to what their needs were and not have to be in our head about what to say. But there came a point where you didn't have to use a script anymore. You were so comfortable talking at the table. You just go and go like, glad you guys came in today, versus, hi, welcome to McDonald's, may I help you? It was like, you're back. You want to try one of this? You want to try this meal? Or if we're here to go. You started having alternatives to what your initial saying was, because you came so confident in what you were doing and where you're going to lead them and how it all went. You didn't have to have a framework anymore. So that's what I would like to get everyone to. That's the goal, is for you to be like, wow, free. But it starts with having a framework and knowing what to say. Okay. All right. So we're finished with this checkpoint. The next checkpoint we're going to talk about is going to be the discovery conversation. So that's going to be really the beginning gateway into the whole sales process. So that's what's next. Hope you've been enjoying it so far, and I will talk to you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.